Welcome back to part 2 of the 12 major trends that are going to completely reshape how supplements are sold, who buys them, and what actually succeeds in this market. In part 1, we went over the first 6. We looked at gaming supplements, plant proteins, women's health, gut health with postbiotics, brain supplements, and the longevity categories, how they are changing, and how to build the next breakout supplement brand in each of those categories, and how to capitalize on trends that go along with them. And at the end of part 1 last week, I gave you some action steps. And in this episode, we're looking at trends 7 through 12. But before we dive in, I want to add some insight from Supply Side Global 2025, and the innovation happening right now in the supplement space is absolutely wild. If you weren't there, you need to hear what's coming because your competitors are already planning for it. The biggest shift was in delivery formats. Dissolvable tongue strips are everywhere now. These aren't just for convenience anymore. They're becoming the premium option for absorption. Companies are pushing jelly bean form factors and sophisticated soft chews that can actually hold therapeutic doses of active ingredients. The days of horse pill capsules being your only serious option, those days are over. Packaging innovation was equally impressive. We're talking 3D printed bottles that stand out on shelf and in Instagram photos, custom logo caps and closures that turn your bottle into a branding asset, and these soft touch gusset bags with clear windows that feel premium in hand while showing off your supplement. Packaging isn't just protection anymore. It's part of the user experience. And the flavoring technology has finally caught up to what consumers expect. New natural flavor enhancers are making actives taste tolerable without masking them with sugar. And flavor blockers that can neutralize bitter compounds without affecting the therapeutic value. This matters because compliance drives results, and results drive retention. On the ingredient side, peptides are having a major moment. Collagen is evolving beyond basic hydrolyzed versions, and the novel solutions for skin health and gut health are getting seriously sophisticated. I'm seeing ingredients that work through mechanisms most brands aren't even aware of yet. So keep all of that in mind as we go through these next 6 trends in this episode, because a lot of what was at Supply Side directly connects to where the market is heading. Welcome to Health Business Mastery, the Creative Thirst podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Hewitt. In fact, let's start with the biggest one on the show floor. Trend 7, formats and packaging. Get creative. Gummies had their moment over the last few years, but people are kind of over them now. They realize that most gummies are loaded with sugar, and we're seeing low sugar options pop up on the market for a while now. The man market is still behind in the realization that gummies can't contain high doses of active ingredients because there's only so much you can fit in a small gummy. Companies are experimenting with all kinds of different formats now. Dissolvable strips that melt on your tongue in seconds, jelly bean form factors, effervescent tablets that fizz up and turn into a drink, chewable tablets that actually taste good and have high doses of active ingredients, liquid shots that you can throw back in one gulp. People hate swallowing pills, especially large pills, especially multiple pills per day. If you can make your supplement easier and more pleasant to take, you're going to get more customers. It's that simple. And you're going to have better compliance too, which means better results, which means happier customers who keep buying. I worked with a sleep supplement brand that was struggling with customer retention. They had a solid formula, good ingredients, decent marketing, but their retention rate was terrible. People would buy once and never come back. We dug into the customer feedback and found that a huge number of people mentioned they hated swallowing the capsules. The serving size was 3 large capsules, and people were gagging on them. We reformulated it into a powder that you mix into warm water or tea before bed. Turned it into an actual bedtime ritual instead of just pill popping. And retention improved by 40% almost immediately. Same ingredients, same dosages, just a different format that fit better into people's lives. Format isn't just about convenience either. It's about perception. A powder in a nice container with a scoop feels premium. It feels like you're making an intentional choice to support your health. Strips or effervescent tablets feel modern and innovative. Liquid shots feel powerful and fast-acting. The format communicates something about your brand and your product beyond just the ingredients. And different formats work better for different markets. Gamers might love a powdered energy drink they can sip while playing. Women might prefer strips or chewables they can throw in their purse. Athletes might want effervescent tablets they can drop in their water bottle. Think about your target customer and how your supplement actually fits into their daily routine. The data backs this up too. Powders are growing at 8% year over year. Capsules at 5.3%. But gummies, they're actually declining at 8%. Tablets are basically flat. The market has spoken. People want formats that feel serious and effective, not childish or gimmicky. Hey, I just want to take a pause here. Ever wish someone could just look under the hood of your business and tell you what you're missing, what you need to double down on, and what you need to stop doing? Well, that's exactly what I do on a business audit. I've helped generate millions of dollars for supplement businesses, and I can do the same for yours. We use a proven system built to generate results across every stage of your supplement business. So if you're ready to scale with clarity and confidence, apply to become a client at creativethirst.com. I'll show you exactly how to unlock your next stage of growth. Now, let's get back to the show. Trend 8. GLP-1 natural supplements explode. You've heard of Ozempic and Wegovy, right? Those prescription drugs that everyone's talking about for weight loss? Well, supplement companies have jumped all over this trend with natural alternatives, claiming to boost your body's own GLP-1 production. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, and it's a hormone your body produces naturally that regulates appetite and blood sugar. The prescription drugs work by mimicking this hormone and keeping levels elevated for days. Natural supplements can't do that. But what they can do is potentially help your body produce more of its own GLP-1, which then does what it naturally does for a few minutes before breaking down. The main ingredient showing up in these formulations is berberine. It's being called nature's Ozempic all over social media. And while that's overhyped, there is actual research showing berberine can help increase GLP-1 secretion in the intestines. It also activates something called AMPK, which is like a master metabolic switch in your cells. These GLP-1 supplements were all over the Natural Products Expo earlier this year. Every other booth had a product claiming to support natural GLP-1 production. And consumers are buying them. They're looking for a natural alternative to prescription drugs. They want the benefits without the injections, without the cost, without the potential side effects. Now, let me be clear. These supplements are not going to give you the same results as actual GLP-1 agonist drugs. They're not even close. The drugs keep GLP-1 levels elevated for days. Natural production peaks for a few minutes. But that doesn't mean there's no benefit. Berberine has solid research for blood sugar management and weight support. It's just not a miracle drug. From a marketing perspective, this category is interesting because you're riding a massive wave of awareness around GLP-1. But you have to be careful with your claims. You can't say your supplement works like Ozempic. That's asking for regulatory trouble. What you can do is educate people about natural GLP-1 production, position your product as supporting the body's natural metabolic processes, and target people who want a gentler, more natural approach. The unique mechanism here is all about the body's own hormone production. You're not giving people synthetic hormones. You're supporting their natural systems. That appeals to the subset of consumers who are worried about the unknowns with newer drugs, who prefer plant-based solutions, who want to feel like they're working with their body rather than overriding it. This category is going to be huge through 2026 and beyond. The awareness of GLP-1 is only increasing. As more people go on the prescription drugs, more people are going to be curious about natural alternatives. And as people come off the drugs because of cost or side effects, they're going to look for something to maintain their results. That's your opportunity. Trend 9, functional mushrooms. Go mainstream. Functional mushrooms are having a major moment right now. And it's not just a fad. We're talking about mushrooms like lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps, chaga, turkey tail. These have been used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries. But Western consumers are just now catching on in a big way. The functional mushroom market is projected to grow at over 12% annually through 2030. Lion's mane alone has over 87 million views on TikTok. Celebrities are talking about it. Athletes are using it. It's becoming mainstream in a way that would have seemed impossible 5 years ago. Lion's mane is the star of the show for cognitive benefits. There's research suggesting it can stimulate nerve growth factor, which is crucial for brain health. People are using it for focus, memory, mental clarity. Shaolin monks used to take it to enhance their meditation practice. Now gamers and entrepreneurs and students are taking it to enhance their work. Reishi is the one people use for stress and sleep. It's called the mushroom of immortality in Chinese medicine. Cordyceps is for energy and athletic performance. It's popular with athletes and people who work out regularly. Chaga is loaded with antioxidants. Turkey tail supports immune function. What's smart about this category is that companies are creating blends. They're not just selling single mushrooms. They're combining multiple types to target specific outcomes. A cognitive blend might have lion's mane plus cordyceps for energy plus reishi to take the edge off. An immune blend might have turkey tail plus chaga plus shiitake. The key to succeeding in this space is quality and education. A lot of mushroom supplements on the market are trash. They're made from mycelium grown on grain, which is basically just starch with very little of the active compounds you actually want. The good products use actual fruiting bodies, the mushroom itself, with high concentrations of beta-glucans. So if you're going into this category, you need to educate consumers about the difference. Show them why your product is superior. Test your beta-glucan content and publish the results. Use dual extraction methods that pull out both the water-soluble and alcohol-soluble compounds. Source from quality growers who know what they're doing. From a marketing standpoint, functional mushrooms tap into several powerful trends: natural medicine, Eastern wisdom, biohacking, mental performance, stress management. There's a lot to work with. You can position these as ancient remedies backed by modern science. You can target the biohacking crowd who wants to optimize everything. You can appeal to people looking for natural alternatives to pharmaceutical solutions for stress or focus. The trust element is huge here. People need to believe that your mushrooms are actually grown properly, extracted properly, tested properly. The unique mechanism is fascinating because you're talking about bioactive compounds that work through multiple pathways. Polysaccharides that modulate immune function, hericenones and erinacines in lion's mane that cross the blood-brain barrier, triterpenoids in reishi that affect stress response. This is a category that rewards depth of knowledge and quality of product. If you go in with cheap mycelium powder and hype marketing, you'll get found out. If you go in with real fruiting body extracts and science-based education, you can build a loyal following. Trend 10, personalized supplements. Take off. Personalized supplements are finally becoming accessible to mainstream consumers, and this is going to be massive. We're talking about custom formulations based on your DNA, your blood work, your microbiome, your lifestyle, your health goals. This market is projected to hit over $11 billion with growth rates over 16% annually. Companies like GenoPalette and Bionic and Autumn DNA are offering DNA tests that analyze your genetic variants related to nutrient metabolism. They look at how you process different vitamins and minerals. They identify potential deficiencies based on your genetics. Then they create a custom formula just for you. Other companies are doing it based on blood tests. You get a panel done, they analyze your actual nutrient levels, and they formulate accordingly. Some are using AI-powered health assessments, asking detailed questions about your diet, lifestyle, symptoms, and goals to create recommendations. The appeal is obvious. Why take a generic multivitamin designed for the average person when you could take something designed specifically for your body? Why guess at what you need when you could know based on data? From a buying psychology standpoint, this taps into the desire for optimization and control. People want to believe they can biohack their way to better health. They want hope that the right combination of nutrients customized for them will give them an edge. The personalization itself creates trust because you're showing you care about their individual needs, not just selling a one-size-fits-all product. The challenge is complexity and cost. DNA tests aren't cheap. Blood panels aren't cheap. The manufacturing complexity of doing truly custom formulations is significant. But the technology is getting better, and costs are coming down. Companies are finding ways to offer pseudo-personalization at scale, where they have maybe 50 or 100 different formulas based on different profiles, and they match you to the closest one. This category is going to keep growing because it aligns with where healthcare is going overall. Precision medicine, personalized nutrition, data-driven health decisions. The generic approach is dying. Specific is the future. If you're a smaller brand, true personalization might be out of reach, but you can still think about targeting specific demographics or conditions more precisely. A formula specifically for women in their 40s dealing with perimenopause is more personalized than a general women's multivitamin, even if it's not custom made for each individual. Trend 11. Beauty from within booms. Beauty from within supplements are exploding, and it's being driven by a growing body of research showing that what you ingest affects how you look. We're talking about collagen, hyaluronic acid, ceramides, biotin, vitamins C and E, all formulated for skin, hair, and nail health. The beauty supplement market is massive and growing fast. Women especially are moving beyond just topical skincare. They're realizing that nutrition plays a huge role in how their skin looks and ages, and they're willing to invest in supplements that promise to work from the inside out. Collagen is the star here. The collagen market is growing at over 7% annually. People are taking collagen powders, pills, drinks, even gummies, despite the decline in gummy formats overall. The science is getting better too. We now know that hydrolyzed collagen peptides can actually be absorbed and utilized by the body, which wasn't clear years ago. Hyaluronic acid for hydration and plumpness, ceramides for skin barrier function, antioxidants like vitamins C and E for protection against UV damage and oxidative stress. These are all ingredients with actual research backing them for skin health. The beauty from within trend ties into several other trends we've talked about. It's preventative, not reactive. It appeals to the desire for natural solutions over invasive procedures. It fits with the longevity mindset of maintaining health and appearance over time. From a marketing standpoint, beauty from within is powerful because results are visible. When someone's skin improves, their hair gets shinier, their nails get stronger, they can see and feel the difference. That makes it easier to generate testimonials and word-of-mouth buzz. The key is managing expectations and providing real value. You can't promise people will look 20 years younger, but you can promise support for healthy skin, hydration, elasticity, and protection against aging factors. You need to talk about the mechanism, how collagen peptides signal fibroblasts to produce more collagen, how hyaluronic acid holds moisture, how antioxidants protect against free radical damage. This category also benefits from being Instagram friendly. Beautiful packaging, colorful powders, luxurious feel. People like showing off their beauty supplements. They like the ritual of mixing a collagen latte in the morning or taking their beauty stack at night. Lean into that. Make your products photographable and shareable. The beauty from within category is going to keep growing because vanity is a powerful motivator. People want to look good. They're willing to invest in it. And if you can deliver real results with quality ingredients and smart marketing, you can build a very successful brand. Trend 12. Immune health stays strong. The last major trend I want to talk about is immune health, and this one surprises a lot of people. You might think, okay, the pandemic is over, immune supplements should be declining, but they're not. The immune health market is going to hit $27.6 billion by 2026. What happened is the pandemic created lasting behavior change. People got used to thinking about their immune system proactively. They got used to taking vitamin C and D and zinc and elderberry, and they're not stopping just because COVID is less of a concern. They're applying that same proactive mindset to other threats. Flu season, cold season, general wellness. The products that are succeeding in this space go beyond just vitamin C. They're combining immune-supporting ingredients in smart ways. Elderberry and echinacea and astragalus for herbal support. Vitamins C and D and zinc for nutritional support. Probiotics for gut immune axis support. Mushrooms like turkey tail and reishi for immune modulation. The science is getting more sophisticated too. We understand now that you don't just want to boost immunity. You want to modulate it, balance it. An overactive immune system causes autoimmune issues and inflammation. An underactive one leaves you vulnerable to infections. The best immune supplements support balanced immune function. From a marketing perspective, immune health is interesting because it's both prevention and treatment. People take immune supplements year-round for prevention. Then they reach for them at the first sign of a scratchy throat or fatigue. So you can market for both use cases. The trust and belief dynamics are important here. People need to trust that your ingredients are quality and properly dosed. They need to believe that your formula actually works, which means having research to back up your claims. Clinical studies on your key ingredients showing immune benefits. Testimonials from customers who stayed healthier during cold and flu season. The unique mechanism varies depending on your formulation. If you're using vitamin C, you're talking about antioxidant protection and white blood cell function. If you're using elderberry, you're talking about antiviral properties. If you're using probiotics, you're talking about the gut immune connection and how 70% of immune tissue is in the gut. What's smart is positioning immune health as part of overall wellness, not just about avoiding sickness. Frame it as supporting vitality, energy, resilience. That broadens the appeal beyond just germaphobes. Everyone wants to feel strong and resilient. Okay, so between part 1 and now part 2, those are the 12 trends I see reshaping the supplement industry in 2026. gaming supplements, plant proteins, women's health, gut health with postbiotics, brain supplements, longevity, innovative formats, GLP-1 natural alternatives, functional mushrooms, personalized nutrition, beauty from within, and immune health. But before we end, let's zoom out and talk about what connects all of these trends. Because they're not random. They all point to fundamental shifts in consumer behavior and market dynamics. First, everything is moving towards specificity and targeting. Generic is dead. Consumers want products designed for their specific needs, their specific demographics, their specific goals. A gamer doesn't want the same thing as a menopausal woman. A biohacker in their 20s doesn't want the same thing as someone in their 70s worried about cognitive decline. Second, science and proof matter more than ever. Consumers are educated. They research, they read studies, they want to understand mechanisms of action. You can't just make claims and expect people to believe you. You need real research, real testing, real transparency. Third, format and user experience are crucial. How you deliver your supplement matters as much as what's in it. People want convenience. They want pleasant experiences. They want products that fit seamlessly into their lives. If your product is a hassle to take, they'll find something else. Fourth, there's a massive shift toward prevention and optimization. People aren't waiting until something breaks to try to fix it. They're being proactive. They're trying to prevent problems before they start. They're trying to optimize their performance, their longevity, their appearance, their mental function. Fifth, natural and clean are non-negotiable. People want to know where ingredients come from. They want transparency about sourcing and manufacturing. They want clean labels without artificial additives. They're willing to pay more for quality and ethics. Let me throw some market numbers at you, because I think it's important to understand the scale of what we're talking about. The global supplement market is going to hit $327 billion by 2030. That's 9.1% growth every year. But not every category is growing equally, and that's the critical piece. Sports nutrition is growing at 8.4%. Specialty supplements, things like brain health and longevity, and women's health, growing at 6.3%. Herbal supplements at 5.4%. You know what's barely growing? Basic vitamins, only 2.7% growth. If you're making generic multivitamins with no differentiation, you're in trouble. You're in a category that's growing slower than inflation. The future belongs to targeted solutions. You need to know exactly who your customer is. Not just demographics like age and gender. You need to know their psychographics. What do they believe? What do they fear? What do they desire? What's their emotional state when they're looking for a solution? You need to know what specific problem you're solving. Not vague wellness, not general health support. A specific problem that a specific person has that they're actively trying to solve. And you need to know how your product is different. Why should they buy from you instead of the 10 other brands solving the same problem? What's your unique mechanism? What do you offer that nobody else does? And you need to be able to prove it works. That could be through clinical studies on your actual formula. That could be through research on your key ingredients. That could be through testimonials and case studies from real customers who got real results. But you need proof, because trust is the foundation of everything in supplement sales. Today's supplement buyers are different from buyers even 5 years ago. They research everything online before they buy. They'll spend hours reading reviews, watching YouTube videos, checking Reddit forums, comparing ingredients and dosages across multiple brands. They want proof, not promises. Show me the studies. Show me the testimonials. Show me why this works. They'll pay more for quality, but you have to demonstrate that quality. It's not enough to just say you're premium. You have to show it through your ingredients, your testing, your transparency, your customer service. They expect complete transparency. They want to know everything, and they demand convenience. If your product is hard to use or doesn't fit into their life, they'll find something else. You need to consider and experiment with advanced formats beyond just pills and powders. That means working with manufacturers who have the equipment and expertise for strips, effervescent liquid shots, whatever format makes sense for your product. And they need to be able to do it at quality standards that meet or exceed what consumers expect. So let me bring this all home. We just covered 12 major trends across 2 episodes: gaming supplements, plant proteins, women's health, postbiotics, brain health, longevity, innovative formats, GLP-1 alternatives, functional mushrooms, personalized nutrition, beauty from within, and immune health. But here's what I want you to understand. These aren't just trends to follow. They're opportunities to build something meaningful. Every single one of these categories is growing because they tap into real human needs, real desires, real hopes, real problems that people desperately want solved. And that brings me back to the framework I use with every supplement brand I work with, the 4 supplement buying forces: desire, hope, trust, and belief. Because it doesn't matter which trend you pursue if you don't understand the psychology behind why people actually buy supplements. Your customers need to desire a change in their current situation. You need to amplify that desire through your marketing. They need hope that your specific solution will work when others haven't. That's where your unique mechanism comes in. They need to trust you, your brand, your ingredients, your science, and they need to believe that your product aligns with their existing worldview about health and wellness. Master those 4 forces, and you can win in any of these 12 categories. Ignore them, and you'll struggle no matter how good your product is or how big the trend. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these 12 trends, just one. The one that resonates most with where you want to take your brand. Then ask yourself these questions. Who specifically am I serving? Not everyone. Someone specific. What problem am I solving that they're actively trying to solve right now? What's my unique mechanism? Why is my solution different from everything else they've tried? How am I building trust through transparency, science, and proof? What beliefs do they already hold that I need to align with? Answer those questions honestly, and you'll be ahead of 90% of supplement brands out there who are just throwing products at the wall, hoping something sticks. The brands that are going to dominate over the next few years aren't the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones that understand their customer at the deepest level. The ones that build products people actually want to take. The ones that prove their claims instead of just making them. The ones that create experiences, not just transactions. That's the game now. And if you're willing to play it at that level, there's never been a better time to build a supplement brand. If you got value from this 2-part series, share it with someone in the supplement industry who needs to hear it. And if you want help applying any of these trends to your specific brand, reach out to me at creativethirst.com. I work with supplement founders who are serious about building something that lasts, not just chasing quick wins. Until next time, keep building, keep testing, keep learning. The market rewards the brands that never stop evolving. And remember, it all comes back to understanding why people buy. Desire, hope, trust, and belief. Master those forces, and you can sell supplements in any market, any category, anytime. I'll catch you in the next episode.